What's going on, superhero fans, and welcome back. So guys, right now there's a massive leak spreading online about The Boys Season 5 Episode 8, the finale. And honestly, if even half of this turns out to be real, we might be looking at the darkest episode this show has ever made. Now obviously, nothing here is officially confirmed yet. But what's making people nervous is how specific some of these details are. A lot of them actually line up with trailer shots, cast interviews, and things the actors have been teasing for months. So yeah, serious spoiler warning. Because this leak paints a picture of a finale that sounds less like a superhero episode and more like the complete collapse of America. The episode supposedly opens with the boys mourning Frenchie's death. And according to the leak, the mood is brutally quiet. Nobody's yelling. Nobody's even crying anymore. They all look exhausted, like they already know this war is probably going to kill them. But despite that, they're still putting together one final plan to stop Homelander once and for all. The scary part? They still believe Soldier Boy could return at any moment. And if he sides with Homelander, it's game over. After that, the story jumps straight to the White House, where Homelander and Ashley hold a massive live press conference. At first it feels political, but then Homelander's tone slowly changes. He stops sounding like a president and starts sounding like a god. He publicly declares that America now belongs to the true believers, and anyone supporting Starlight or opposing him will be purged from the country. The reporters are completely horrified. Nobody even knows how to react. But then Homelander notices something. Their heartbeats. He realizes every single person in that room is terrified of him, but nobody actually believes in him. And according to the leak, that's the exact moment something inside him finally snaps. This is supposedly the scene Anthony Starr hinted at when he said Homelander does the worst thing he's ever done in the entire series. Because right there, live on national television, Homelander completely loses control. And what follows is apparently one of the most disturbing sequences the show has ever attempted. The leak claims Homelander massacres everyone inside the room while the cameras are still rolling. People try to run. Some beg for help. Others freeze in shock. But within seconds, the White House turns into absolute chaos. And the craziest part? Even his own supporters stop worshiping him after this. For the first time, they genuinely fear him. Some civilians try standing up against him, and Homelander lasers them instantly, almost like the Season 2 fantasy scene finally became reality. At that point, America realizes something terrifying. Homelander isn't pretending anymore. He's officially become a walking apocalypse. The US military immediately gets involved. Fighter jets, tanks, missiles, everything gets thrown at him. But according to the leak, this entire sequence is supposed to be one of the biggest VFX moments in the history of the show because Homelander absolutely destroys everything in his path. Meanwhile, the boys are hiding in a warehouse testing Kimiko's new powers. Because somehow, they've managed to recreate a weaker version of Soldier Boy's abilities. But the question is, will it actually be enough? At the same time, Ryan is hiding out in New Zealand. He starts seeing videos online of everything happening in America, and for the first time, he realizes his father has truly become a monster. And that's when Ryan decides to come back. From there, the episode reportedly shifts fully into war mode. Homelander takes over New York, purges Vought Tower, and gathers loyal supes inside the White House. He orders them to eliminate all non-believers across America. But then comes one of the biggest twists in the leak. Even Firecracker's church starts getting nervous. Because according to the leak, one character finally realizes Homelander has gone too far. Not morally, financially. They understand that if Homelander keeps openly slaughtering civilians, the public will eventually turn against all supes. That leads to a confrontation where Homelander asks a simple question. Are you loyal? Or are you next? And before the guy can even answer, Homelander kills him on the spot. Ashley witnesses the whole thing. And in that moment, she realizes nobody around Homelander is safe anymore. But apparently the most emotional scene happens later. Homelander goes to the boys' headquarters looking for Butcher. Nobody's there, except Terror. And when the dog reminds Homelander of Butcher, he kills Terror out of pure rage. Now on paper, that sounds like a small moment. But according to the leak, this is what finally breaks Butcher mentally. When the boys return and find Terror dead, Butcher completely loses whatever humanity he had left. At that point, he doesn't care about saving the world anymore. He just wants Homelander dead, no matter what it costs. And then Ryan arrives. He sees what happened. He sees Butcher breaking down. And for the first time ever, Ryan fully chooses the boys' side. Now the finale enters full in-game territory. The boys, Ryan, and the Gen V students all head toward the White House while fighting through Homelander's loyalist supes. The entire country basically looks like it's collapsing into civil war. And finally, the last battle begins. Inside the Oval Office, Ryan, Butcher, Starlight, Kimiko, Huey, Marie, everybody attacks Homelander together. But thanks to V1, Homelander is almost unstoppable. He overpowers nearly all of them. Until Marie uses her blood powers to restrain him, Butcher traps him with the tentacles, Ryan locks down one of his arms, and Starlight temporarily blinds him. Just long enough for Huey to inject the virus. And for the first time in the entire show, Homelander actually looks scared. Then Kimiko unleashes a massive energy blast that tears through the Oval Office. After the explosion, smoke is everywhere. Most of the characters are unconscious, except for two people, Butcher and Homelander. No powers, no lasers, no god complex. Just two broken men standing in the ruins of everything they destroyed. And according to the leak, that's how the final fight happens. Human versus human. No spectacle, no giant CGI ending, just pure hatred. And in the end, Butcher finally kills Homelander with a crowbar. Exactly the way fans have imagined for years. After that, the ending supposedly becomes surprisingly quiet and emotional. Vought collapses completely. Huey and Starlight move to Mexico. Reunites with his family. Ashley disappears. And Stan Edgar quietly begins rebuilding influence from the shadows again. But then comes the post-credit scene. A frozen chamber. The camera slowly moves closer. And suddenly, Soldier Boy opens his eyes. Cut to black. So guys, if this leak is actually real, would this be the perfect ending for the boys? Or do you think the finale should go in a completely different direction? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And if you're enjoying these daily breakdowns, leaks, and theories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.